Welcome all. This is Koal05, playing Dark Souls 3 Convergence Mod. Alright, a little bit of a different mod, different video today. It's kind of going to go over a few builds really, but also kind of out of it had a bit of frustration, and you'll probably be able to tell throughout. I don't have to explain this, but yeah, overall just a little bit dissatisfied about what I've been able to uncover. Anyway, so this will be kind of just a little bit of an interim showcase slash build, and I'll definitely round out at the final episode once I've finished all the DLC with all of the equipment, weapons, and spells, and to what builds you can make in in its final end game sort of piece. Anyway, yeah, still doing what I can to set up with the 99 all stats. Another aspect to this video is kind of drawing a little bit of inspiration out of PvP skills, his underrated builds series. Really check that out. So PvP Skills is a YouTuber. Really made some really good content with the vanilla stuff for underrated builds, definitely for PvP and PvE. So both in your campaign, but also human enemy characters as well. And really, like, just some of the builds that he covers is really interesting sort of ways to play, and a lot of them you can use the build to the advantage. You don't really have to use a huge amount of skill, you just need to use the strengths that build can offer, and particularly even some of the tank ones shows using Iron Flesh in some of the faces of some of the bosses and just being able to wear all their hits, and that's kind of the vein that I was trying to go in. So yes, like the DPS of the damage that I was putting out by that magic build, you could probably still justify that as a good boss killer, but you still, from what I was seeing, you still needed to be very active and skilled on your knowledge of positioning and knowledge of dodges of all the bosses. And same with the tank builds as well, and you could say that for the summoner build as well. And I definitely could have lent in and put a bit more effort into the summoner one, but as I said, I wasn't super interested in it. But really, yeah, my intent being is that I wanted to make a build that you could just sort of set and forget, roll out a huge amount of damage, and yeah, just be able to roll in through it. Anyway, that's all I want to say with that. Alright, just before we kick into this, everything that's sort of filmed here in the filing shrine, this is all post my session yesterday, pretty much. Yesterday I kind of just was like spamming through, just trying to read up on some of the effects and trying to make a couple of builds, and what I'm doing here is a bit of a post commentary and just showcasing, so you have a bit of context of where my thoughts were going before I was running into the boss fights. Alright, cool. Alright, so how this video is going to go out is I've pretty much got three main builds that I'll show you, and they sort of progress into testing some of the other spells or other equipment setups, and they range like pretty much full magic, semi summons, and I know I could go complete ham on the summons and really tie them up, but I had a little bit of an issue with one of mine, could have been my own. And then finally it's just pretty much a tank, just like a full-on tank build, and then a modification that I'm making. And next video I will definitely be changing my magic one up and pretty much turning it into 100% glass cannon. But anyway, here we go. Alright, so this is the first build I got, and it pretty much centers around that soul of instability that I got on. So it's really hammering on the magic damage here, but as you can see, magic damage isn't that flat as a stat here. Let's just go through equipment first. Moonlight Greatsword for sure. I had the spear on, but I didn't really, I don't know, I honestly not super flash on the spear moveset, so kind of took it off. It does a higher damage, higher potential. Oh, and I didn't really capitalize on the hurling spear, but this will be the next build I take into my campaign, the DLC, 100%. I'll just have a slight modification as I'll mention throughout. But yeah, Archmage, Wilhelm Archmage hat, do like this. Yeah, really just looking for that extra magic damage, but it also gives me FP there. And pretty much with the rest of the body, more for fashion soul sense. I could, double down on the Wilhelm set, but as you can see there, not too much in the, actually gives you more, well, in defenses wise, I'm sort of looking here. Yeah, defenses wise, that gives me, so that gives me more of the resistances than the physical, and yeah, all that. So it should have a bit more survivability, hopefully survivability out of this set. Anyway, so I won't drone on about that, but just pretty much that's for cosmetics really. But yeah, so just more damage, magic damage, and then just all of the damage multipliers here with the fire clutch, which really in the end just base without any spells or coatings on. That's pretty pitiful. But yeah, definitely getting into the spells now. This is my biggest criticism for this build, is that 20%. I think I'll have to put that up to like 100%, like double your attack, your spell damage. That's what and I'll probably even drop that reduces total HP down to like maybe 10%, like make it into a full blast cannon. Anyway, do like the stamina increase, but really this just turned into really it kind of was just a glass cannon with very pitiable damage. But anyway, let's just show you what it's like. Boom, throw that on. So this will last till death. I do love the effect that this put on. That is just fashion souls to the extreme. Didn't really even bump that up too much there. And we'll throw on to Darkmoon Blade. I think I might have made a mistake with my Darkmoon Blade, throwing that on instead. I probably should have put the crystal one on instead. So yeah, that damage, as you saw from that last build that I had together, this isn't all that flash. From here we'll cut into the boss fight. Oh, I didn't actually show off what that does, but so far. And so this is on NG+7 Plus again as well. And so my damage, I didn't really show this off that much, but my damage isn't a huge potential. Hopefully the spells will be able to be my source of DPS. I haven't quite tested all of these just yet. That's actually pitiful. Probably should have done something about my regeneration. Oh. That almost one-shot it. That did. 2 shots. Not that flash. I never really did. And so yeah, I probably already said this, but this is on NG+7. Yeah. Whoa, one-shotted. Almost. Yeah, even if I hadn't had the fire clutch, the magic clutch ring, I don't think my survivability is gone down completely. Yeah, so my spear will give more damage. Wow. Not flash. Oh, can I have that spell? Oh no, I just wanted 7 of the little flamey things. Oh, it's supposed to be aeromancy. So yeah, I rarely ever get to see... Oh, it's a bit bad, wind up. Whoa, tracking. I rarely got to see all of his other moves. Phases or whatever. But yeah, actually, yeah, I'm guessing that stability doesn't last till death. Dead. Chua. I don't know what that is. Been 2-shotted, like 2 hits on me so far. Yeah, considering how much damage I'm stacking, magic damage I'm stacking. Whoa, surely that was gonna hit me. I've been so lucky most of this. Whoa, that should hit me. sure that should have a bigger hitbox. Oh, I'm gonna get killed here. Alright, here I kind of went for a bit of a hybrid magic slash summon build. I didn't really go full ham on this like I could have. I have seen people have a lot of success with summon builds, but it's just not for me. I'm just not about that. I don't really like. I prefer, fighting the boss myself sort of thing. But I guess the biggest issue I had is that this knit, or however you pronounce it anyway, but it just didn't seem to work at all for me. I was using it along with the Dark Ray. Then I pretty much had a lot of the main tier, high tier summons. But yeah, I just didn't really formulate it. It was more just like testing it. But what were the biggest disappointment? Well, yeah, as I said, yeah, the knit just didn't, like the health did not seem to restore a large amount of HP to your summon allies. I'm not sure if you need to like lock on to them, or maybe I was firing projectile, but I didn't realize that needed to connect. But it just didn't seem like it was doing anything. And so yeah, so I kind of hoping just have a bit of a Pokemon build, as in throw all your summons out. And this Dark Pact I thought was gonna assist that as well. So you reduce all of your spell and your attack power, but yeah, you reduce your cost of your FP, you gain up heaps of casting speed, which we've already discussed. I think we're at 99 with Dex and that now, so our casting speed should be good. We'll also gain HP, and unlikely to stagger, so our survivability should be up, and all we have to really do is keep aggro on our summons and keep our summons topped up with health. So that should have worked, but yeah, my stuff up or something wrong with my game. But anyway, here's the video of that. What the fuck? Still large mana. Next build was intended to be a full-on tank build. For this, yeah, intent being that just stand up in front of the boss, take all the hits, and provide the same amount of damage back, pretty much. The mindset behind this Wing Knight is the boost in damage per hit to attack combos. So he doesn't really have too much anything special, just a high-weighted armor with a few mana resistances. But I was just hoping I could stack that and provide a bit back. Now, this is a little bit different to what I've got in the actual next game, but this is what I was intending, and I think I just must have been tired or frustrated or whatever. Yeah, Twin Blades, and obviously you get more damage potential out of the Sellsword, but I wanted to stack some build, and I think I even mentioned it in one of my little comments while I was playing, is that the bleed tolerance is pretty high on this boss. It's not completely immune, but you need quite a lot to stack up in the end. I do put a coating on this as well, but I was pretty disappointed that it didn't seem to proc. And then yeah, just trying to do is heaps amount of physical damage, which I end up doing with the Leos. Oh, and this is well, I think it's stone innate, but this has definitely been stone imbued. But yeah. Anyway. Using this glove as a bit of as my geomancy spell kickoff, but we'll go with that. We'll explain that in a little bit, and just throwing on some healing over time and some All Fathers. Going over those. Okay, so these are just mostly just for survivability. Really, yeah, nothing too special here, nothing too out of the ordinary. With that, but yeah, let's go into spells. So, Angelic Reprieve. So you become immune to damage and stagger for 15 seconds, but you also cannot deal any damage. So while active, your damage is reduced by 100% and spellcasting is disabled. So this is really only useful to get out of jail, pretty much. Just to cop 15 seconds worth of the damage, and in that time, hopefully you should have gotten back to relative safety. Well, I thought I didn't only read the first sentence. I didn't read that you can't do any damage, so I thought that was going to be heaps valuable in being able to just take a heap of hits and then damage it back to the deal. So that's just a little bit of background of this one, and I was a little bit frustrated with that. Aspect of the Ancients. So, okay, this is probably my biggest bugbear, and by the end of this video, I've pretty much modified it. But overall, it increases your defense by 30%, and that's across the board. Increases your physical damage, decreases your stamina consumption, immunity to all effects, and disables your casting, disables your FB regen, and reduces your health. But you're also slow. You pretty much walk. You can use your stamina to do like that sort of slow jog, and you can still roll. But overall, I think that 30% should be bumped up to around about 80%, 65 to 80%. Yeah, and we'll go on to the well, I mean, actually, I'll explain the comparison against that Iron Flesh. So Iron Flesh in this modification fucks up all your resistances pretty much as well. And so Iron Flesh boosts damage absorption and resistances. No, it does not. The resistances are doubled. So, and I'm not sure if this is just a value error, but your magic, your fire, and lightning are all doubled. So you receive double amount of damage to that, which you'll sort of see me later. By the vanilla, it was just lightning was increased, so you didn't want to fight up against anyone who had lightning, and I think that's definitely lore perspective there. But these, all of the bonuses it gives you, I think it gives you around about 75%. I could be corrected there, but it's definitely more than 30%. So in the end, that's kind of my logic to why I think, you know, with all the negatives that this is coming, it should be able to be your physical defense should be a bit higher on this. Anyway, you'll see that later in the piece. Though this stone form, a little bit similar, but it only lasts for 30 seconds. In that 30% damage absorption. And I was hoping I could stack this, but I guess you could only really throw this on really quickly, then put this one on, and then it will stop your able to cast spells. And anyway, yeah, you could increase it up to 60 seconds with your lingering dragon ring, but yeah, I only used this a couple of times. Didn't really see its effects on the boss. It may have a toxic resistance or anything like that, but I didn't really. It just covered the area, and I couldn't really see the boss anyway. And then just healing over time, which I didn't think I actually used this spell in the end, but that was what I was intending to. And then All Fathers, which I've already talked about. So it gives you a bit more damage absorption while you're still above your 80% health there. Anyway, get back to gameplay. Oh, so I can't deal damage as well? So the next video is me trying to use Iron Flesh with Havels. So I gave up on the combos that Wing Knight set was given me, and I just kind of went for raw damage absorption. But obviously, yeah, as I found out, that Iron Flesh kind of fucks you if you've got any sort of elemental. Anyway, you'll see that in a sec. Oh, what the fuck? No real change here, just switch the black iron gear, just because of its fire resistance. At this point, I kind of suspect that this mod has increased, or maybe even the new game level has increased the elemental attack of this boss, of the Soul Cinder. And just because of the amount of like physical resistance I was trying to set up, I was still getting a lot of damage coming through, so I just wanted to try and put that. And I probably could have augmented, like thrown that on a little bit more with the rings. Couldn't really test this out of the, or view this, educate myself out of the wiki. But anyway, that's just the minor change there. At this point in my session, I kind of get the shits, and yeah, I just modify the aspect of ancients, and I bump that up instead of 30%, 30% increase to your physical reduction, or your physical damage reduction. I bump it up to 80%. So yeah, only really 20% of damage is going through to me, and yeah, you see that in my resistances in a quick flash before I get into the fight. Another point I add is I take off all my consumables, and I don't use any spells or rings that give me any healing, and yeah, no Estus obviously as well. Just wanted to see if I can beat this boss just with the modifications I've made to that spell and the damage output just by weapon there. I also swap out to the physical, the Stone Clutch ring as well. So this compromises, 10% absorption, so you receive 10% more damage than that, but you inflict 15% more, so that my damage output goes up. From here I have last 2 attempts at the boss, and here I just stack up my a couple of survivability rings here now. So that last attempt, it was very much just, hey, could I tank all of the strikes, the damage output from the boss? Here I start to fight a little bit more tactically again, as trying to minimize the damage coming from me. But anyway, I guess I haven't really shown off this Ring of Valor as well. So increased physical damage, increased poise, increased stamina recovery. This is the Shell of Valor. This you get by transposing one of the greater foe souls. Yeah, get them throughout. You can only put 1 on these at a time. I don't know if you already know this, but you can only put 1 of these. These are kind of more powerful spells, but anyway. So more absorption, more damage, and more FP, conjugation, consumption. It reduces it. It doesn't really matter for this build. HP regen and bolsters 10% of our defense. Adds another spell slot, but again, that's not really needed. And then we go back to our Ring of Steel Protection. Gives us 25% more absorption. Yeah, not to just double down on the absorption, but hey, more survivability. I could have put it on a bit more HP regen, but hey, it didn't feel like I really needed it. Oh, fuck. Wow. Fuck. Righto, so I've been tinkering with builds for like a bit over an hour now. I know, I don't really have enough time to go through all of the steps, but I will probably edit up something and I'll sort of show you the mindset that, or the methods and the tools that I was using to try and get something out. But overall, I'm kind of disappointed with a lot of what's going on. Granted, I'm not the best strategist for this sort of stuff, but this spell here, really, I wanted this to be an absolute boss tank build, and it definitely wasn't. I've modified this using Cheat Engine just a bit as well, just to... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, I forgot I could do that. But considering the drawbacks to this spell, it should do... Okay, so what I've modified it to now, the values that I've changed it to, should be what you're seeing on screen now, I believe. Considering even, like, you've got the Iron Flesh as well. So, granted, this boss, you know, should be carving chunks off you every time you make a mistake. It's parry windows are not parry windows, but it dodge windows and stuff aren't ridiculous. But yeah, this I should be able to. Yeah, this has to be the last boss fight that I do today, and then I'll have to run off to sport. But so I hope I can actually do it. So this will just be a war attrition really, because really I can heal. He can't. And I just gotta carve off chunks where I can. And like the last fight I did this, I don't know if I let it in or not, probably. I copped 2 grab attacks, and like to beat out its first grab attack, that's pretty good. Anyway, yeah. I'm not sure in the order that I'll be able to edit this, but the synopsis of this is that this should be, yeah, have the tank. And I should even still be able to pack on some more damage as well with this, in my opinion. So pretty much foregone a lot of damage. I was really wanting to put in a bit of a stamina or bleed build, but I don't know if they've changed these bosses around enough to somebody caught me. Cause when I had the bleed on, I didn't think this guy was copping any effect to it. Maybe he is immune to bleed, and maybe I could read that in the wiki. I thought I had. Finish up with a flurry. Oh no, don't get trapped. Yeah, so overall, I guess I'll probably have already summarized this, but the magic damage that I had stacked up, like surely that should have been enough. But anyway, that was New Game 7, and it should not have been that difficult, but it was. Anyway, I'll be off for the time being. Might as well just do this now. Proceed to New Game 8. No. Alright, this has been Koal05. I'll continue on this episode a little bit later. Cheers, I'm off to sport. Take care. Bye.